What's up, folks? It's new video time. So I'm sitting here in some town in Pennsylvania. Been sitting here for 2 hours and 48 minutes. My appointment time was an hour and 48 minutes ago. Still haven't been moved to a dock. Hell, I think everybody that's in this place other than the 2 trucks that just showed up is in detention already. But that's not what I want to talk to y'all about. Little rundown of what's been going on. I think last time you guys talked to me, I was in San Antonio. So that day I took a load up to from San Antonio up to Fort Worth, dropped it off, hung out for about half the day. Then I went and picked up a load in Fort Worth, another load in Fort Worth, and started running it towards Chicago. Then yesterday I picked up another load in Chicago, yesterday. And now I'm in Pennsylvania. But had a guy ask some questions on the last video I posted, so I'll kind of try to answer these the best I can. I'm not the most experienced guy in the trucking industry, but I did go through the Troops Transportation program, and a lot of the vets are asking similar questions. So first question was pay. So he wanted to know if you get paid salary or if it's pay per load. In what I've noticed and through my research, most companies pay cents per mile. You get more cents per mile the more experience you got. You get less cents per mile with the least amount of experience you got. And then some companies, like my company, they pay cents per mile, but then you also get bonuses. So like if I use their route, I get a few cents per mile bonus. If I get my delivery on time, I get a few cents per mile bonus. So if I get all my bonuses, I get paid like 46 cents an hour, and then I got another bonus. It's a loyalty bonus. It's paid quarterly off all the miles I've driven, which is another 4 cents per mile. So technically I get paid 50 cents a mile. Now, if a company doesn't do cents per mile, most of them are percentage paid. I don't know if I would take a job that was salaried, because then they can just abuse the hell out of you because your paycheck never changes. Your incentive to push yourself, your incentive to run is your paycheck. So that's touching on that. Second question he asked was, sorry, horrible habit, I know. But second question he asked was about time to get from point A to point B. Well, and it kind of adds into the third question he asked, was about how much time do I drive a day. So on average, I drive 9 hours a day. I do a 15-minute pre-trip inspection, 15-minute post-trip inspection, and take a 30-minute break. And so basically it works to where I work 10 hours a day. That way I never run out of clock, and I can run for multiple days in a row without running out of clock. Some days I have to run a little bit longer, some days I have to run a little bit shorter. Like tomorrow I get 6 hours back, because that means 8 days ago I only ran 6 hours. Day after tomorrow I get 4 hours back, but once again that means because I only ran 4 hours that day. So right now I'm sitting on about 22 hours of banked clock. So it works. And as far as time to get from point A to point B, if you trip plan correctly, you've got plenty of time. I've been anywhere from 1 to 5 hours early for every appointment. Like today I showed up an hour early, but I think I spent, I spent 13 hours sitting in a truck stop just chilling. I took 13 hours off. Took me 5 hours to get here, and I was still an hour early. If I would have needed to, and I only drove for 8 hours yesterday. So I could have got a little bit closer and slept a little bit less or chilled a little bit less, but I knew I had the time to kill, so I killed it. So no, they generally don't run you so hard that you're just constantly out of hours or constantly stressing, am I going to make it on time? If you have a company like that, leave. Because you look at the back of any semi-truck out there, and it pretty much says, we're hiring. Every company is hiring. They're always looking for drivers. Drivers jump companies because the grass is always greener on the other side. So do some research and find the company that's right for you. Which kind of leads me to his last question was, do any of these companies offer to let me drive a box truck or anything like that? All I can say to that is do research. Figure out what you want to do. You know, if you want home time, you want more home time, you want less home time, you want percentage pay, you want mileage pay, you want local. I mean, if you want to run local, most companies running local require a year over the road. But find a company that meets your needs. I suggested TMC to this company because he wanted to know about a company that would have him home on weekends. Well, as far as I know, the only company that will run you 5 days and have you home for 2 is TMC. They pay some percentage pay. That's actually where I wanted to go until I ran into issues with shoulder surgery I had a few years ago, and I'm still waiting on to process my VA claim. That's another event this week. So I finally got my C&P exam for my VA. My wife received the letter on Saturday for an appointment Friday, so I had to cancel it. Been waiting for 3 months, and I had to cancel it because they didn't give me enough notice to get time off. So that's another thing you need to take into account is special events, you may miss them. Other special events, you may have to put in 3-4 weeks ahead of time, and you still may miss them because depending on how many drivers are at your company and how many want to take that time off as well, you might not get it. But back to the nuts and bolts of this. I ran my first week, okay? You can make money in this game. I ran my first week. I did 2 loads. I think I ran one from Texas all the way to Massachusetts. Then I picked up in New York and ran to Minnesota. And all that closed out my week. I took a $200 cash advance that week because with all the traveling to Iowa to try to go to TMC and then Minnesota a few days later to come to this company, I burnt through all the money I'd set aside just for traveling and just get myself established in a truck. So I took a $200 cash advance. My take-home pay was still $1,400 for a week of work. So technically, it should have been $1,600. You do 16 times 4. Now, granted, not every week's going to be like that. But you do 16 times 4, that's like $5,800 a month. That's more than I made after 20 years in the Army. That's take-home pay. And then the other beautiful part about it is, by law, truckers receive per diem. Now, do they actually pay you per diem? No. But what they do is they take $66 a day out of your weekly income, and it is now tax-free. So my taxable income for this week was like $900. I paid $134 in taxes. So they actually help you out in the long run. But anyway, like I said, still learning the job, still enjoying it. It's got its ups and its downs. Like I said, I've been sitting for almost 3 hours now, waiting to get a dock, and I've watched them empty out 8 docks and not put a single truck in them. There's a guy who's empty at the dock right now trying to find somebody to get his paperwork. When I got here, there was a guy parked next to me who'd been parked here for an hour and a half. I don't know how long he was here before me, but he was just waiting on his bills so he could roll. So you're going to end up with some shitty shippers, some shitty receivers, but just take it as it goes. I'm waiting another 3 minutes, and I'm going to put in a detention notice, and I'm going to get paid detention time. I don't care. I'm not on my clock. I'm on somebody else's clock. But anyway, like I said, do some research. The pay is worth it. pick the company that works for you. You don't have to find a company that will hire you unless you've got like some huge skeletons in your closet. Find the company that you want to work for. Most of them are actively recruiting at all times. And find something that meets your needs. If you got any more questions about trucking, I'll try to answer them the best I can because, like I said, I'm pretty new. Any questions about troops transportation or transitioning out of the military, hit me up and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in a few days. Thanks. Bye.